So we see Ben and Morgan. They go to dinner together. We saw the other couples already had their dinner on a different night. Remember, Ben and Morgan are just getting to the honeymoon. So they sit there and they have dinner together. She points out that the other couples have had more time with each other. They're a little more touchy-feely. Yeah. And they understand that. Ben talks to her about the fact that he feels like he's closer to Justin. And he thinks that he's a little bit further along than he is. And he was like, he already said, I love you to Alexis. And, they talk about, well, do you think we'll get to that point? They were like, I don't know if we'll get to that point. Hopefully we will. We just want to continue to grow and get to know each other some more. And
the conversation seemed like it was forced. Because there was some times where there were awkward moments, they were quiet, some awkward silence, and it's like they're sitting there thinking, what can I say next? It wasn't like it was genuine conversation. I don't know if you picked that up, but I picked that up. Like it didn't seem genuine to me. It seemed like it was kind of forced in their conversation.
They said they do like Alexis and Justin. They want to hang out with them some more. Yeah. They also talk about what's it going to be like, when we get back home, once we get back into our routine. And she was like, for me, my main thing is, I go to the gym, I do my 100% at work, and I normally chill on the weekends. And so that's what my life consists of, when she gets into some more, when all the couples are together. Yeah. And they talked about, how do you think we're doing? And she was like, I think we're doing well. I see a lot of potential there. And Ben is like, I want us to get, not just to have pillow talk, but, a couple of times a week, even though we're back, let's have some serious, deep convos and get to know each other. And, when we have those conversations, really think about what you want to say and communicate effectively. And she said that's important to her because she's been hurt by a person's words before and them not doing what they said they would do. Which is funny because then we go from that to the next scene with them, where they're out there going boogie boarding and they sit and they have a good time. She talks about the sexual tension that they have. And so then he's reflecting on a conversation they had the night before. They had a deep conversation about her family history and how she doesn't have a relationship with her dad. And for him, family is a big thing.
Oh, big thing.
Family is a big thing, and finances is a big thing. Her mom told him that she's got a lot of student loan debt. Yes. And so he's like, that was a kind of a red flag to me, because I did a lot to work on my finances, and I'm financially literate, and I do good for myself, and he's like, I'm concerned about that.
But one thing Morgan said would kind of reassure him, I'm not going to ask you to pay for none of it.
Which I was about to get.
Oh, you going to get to it? Go ahead. But, I'm not going to pay. I'm not going to ask you to pay for anything. I'm going to take care of it myself. Not 1 cent. I'm going to handle what's mine. I know I have student loan debt. Most people in America have student loan debt. I'm not saying it's right. But they've gotten into that situation. They got student loan debt. They didn't know, that you can go to college, cash flow, and all this other stuff. So, but and I think she's upset because he's kind of judging her by the fact that she has student loan, and that her relationship with her family is not like his. Mm-hmm. And everybody's family is not the same. Everybody have different dynamics in his family. He has, if you look at it, he got some underlying issues in his family too, because his mama run things. But that could be perceived as a boundary issue. So he's kind of overanalyzing, overthinking her situation.
Well, I don't want, let me address this real quick. I didn't get the impression that his mom run things. I got the impression that he relies on his mother for a lot. Even though his dad was quiet, I get the impression that she's a I don't want to say it like that. She's more of a submissive. No, I'm talking about the mama. Oh. His mama is more of a submissive, but she said that's mom's son, so they just got that kind of relationship. The one thing I want to say, when Morgan was like, she was like, I'm not going to ask you. I don't expect you to take care. But one thing, take care of my debt. But the one thing I didn't like, the way she said it, she's like, I don't want your money. I'm not going to ask you for anything. That's that independent woman coming back up, and that'll come up later with the couples, because it's like the way she's talking about it. Alexis question, well, what does she need him for? She act like she don't need him.
But she already said that. I mean, look at her vignettes and everything, and she's like kind of like Stasha in a sense that she doesn't need the man, she wants the man.
But it's coming off like she don't even want him.
She said she wants him. She said there's sexual tension. She said she likes him.
Yeah.
She likes his body. She loves his personality.
Yeah, I'm talking about that.
But she wants him. But again, the way he came off to her. Remember, this is the conversation I had the night before. I have to go back to women and men, because when a man says something and you get upset, I don't need you for nothing. I don't need you to do this. I don't need you to do that. I can do it myself. Look. That's women that do that, right? So therefore, that's where they're at. They had an argument. They had a disagreement, and she's still feeling some type of way, even though they went boogie boarding, even though they did all this. She's still feeling some type of way, and there's some truth to that. She might really look. I don't need you to pay a dime because I feel guilty that I got this student loan debt anyway, and I'm learning how to get out of it. So I don't need your money.
I don't get that. What I get by her saying that is more so like. How a lot of times, certain people that you might would ask for help, some people you don't, because they're gonna hold it over your head. That's the impression I got from her. It's like, I don't need nothing from you because you won't say you helped me, you won't say you did anything for me, you won't say you gave me no money. So I don't think it was because I don't think at the time the conversation was heated. It's getting heated now because they're going back over it. Right. It doesn't sound like to me they had an argument when they first talked about it, but now it's getting a little bit heated.
Not an argument per se, but he felt some type of way because she said he made her feel bad because she had student loan debt and he didn't have any. He made her feel bad that he knows about crypto, she doesn't have any investments or anything like that. And she mentioned that when she talked to the women, that's how she felt when they was having this conversation. So when you go fast forward, when they get to the beach, I think she's still feeling that type of way. And I understand your point too, where you come from. I don't want you don't have to do nothing for me. But again, y'all are married. I'm sorry. I just go over. If you come in with debt, I don't have no debt. We're married. The two become one. So your debt become my debt. I'm gonna help you get out of debt, so we can get to where we need to be at. I don't get it.
Well, everybody don't operate like that. But his other thing was,
everybody don't operate like that. But I understand though. And for your marriage sake, I think you should operate like that.
That works for some people. For some people, it doesn't.
Well, if it doesn't work for you, you shouldn't get married.
Well, no. I mean, people work it out. People work it out. I mean, we know a couple that, like, their finances aren't together. It works that way for them. I
mean, I understand that, but we talking about...
they take care of the household.
But when you're dating in this arena, and this is different because they pop up and they're married, they don't know this. And I'm sure if Ben was dating Morgan prior to this, and this popped up, he probably wouldn't have finished dating her. Right. He probably wouldn't have been with her because he wanted somebody who's debt free, and I understand that. I completely understand that. But if you're in love with somebody who does that, this is a good teaching moment for a husband and wife. This is a good opportunity for you to conquer something together. This is a good opportunity for you can do things together and be able to help and to teach, whether you're the husband or the wife. It's just a great opportunity for enhancement in your relationship. I just look at it that way. So.
His other thing though too is, I was looking for somebody to be 100% honest. I've been 100% honest with where I am and where it's at, and they said on the surface layers they see they got a lot in common, but again, the family thing, the finances, and the 100% honesty is not lining up. And so then we get into the fact that she shared with him that
dropped the bomb on me.
She lied on her application. She doesn't have her bachelor's. She's actually got one more class left. And she shares that with him and asked him not to say anything. And so he was like, well, let me add this. She says, I've been a nurse for a while. The Bachelor of Science in Nursing, the BSN, is just to advance my career, to get, and bump up my pay or whatever. But he says that, he was still kind of up in the air about that, like there was a dishonesty. So he talked to Justin about it, and, just to kind of talk about it. And Justin ended up talking to his wife And so it's a whole big
Did
thing.
Alexis and them go and tell Morgan?
No.
No.
Ben is telling Morgan.
Yeah, Ben is telling Morgan.
Ben is telling Morgan at this point. And so that goes into a whole other thing. I asked you not to share anything. I asked you to keep it in confidence, and you went and told somebody. And he was like, I was still just, kind of confused about it because you weren't honest on your application. What else? He didn't say this, but underneath that, it's like, what else are you dishonest about? I didn't know what to do with it. Do I tell somebody? What do I say to her? And she was like,
Mind, she's one credit away.
I apologize. She's one credit away. I apologize for lying. So I thought she was better with it. And he was like, I just didn't know what to do with that information. And she was like, you broke my trust. And I don't know if I could trust you again. She said before, that's a big thing for her. Words are big to her. And so now, you've crossed that line because we said that we keep this private and, we talk about it later. And so it's just a chain. It became a chain effect where she didn't tell the truth. She shared it with him, asked him to keep it in confidence. He didn't. And so now they're trying to get to the point where they can, they have to rebuild trust. And she was like, I'm pissed.
Yeah, she should, and rightfully so. She should be, man. We had this discussion. If you tell me not to tell nobody, I'm not telling nobody. And I think when you tell your spouse not to tell anybody, that means don't tell anybody.
But this is what I said to my husband. Yes, they're spouses. Yes, they're married. And yes, she asked him not to tell anything. But I put it to him like this. They are stranger spouses. I don't know you that well. I really don't owe you not to say anything. It's not like he broadcasted it. He talked to somebody in confidence about it. But it's the other thing that I thought about when we were downstairs. I said, for me, when they just met each other, I'm not putting that much confidence in somebody I just met. I'm not never going to meet somebody and in a couple of days tell them something that I expect them to keep it confident. That's silly to me. That's spouse or not, for me, in Married at First Sight. If it's somebody on your job, if it's somebody, at church, if I've only known you a few days, I'm not going to put that much responsibility on you. I'm not going to put that much credit into you that I'm going to say, I got to tell you something, but don't tell nobody. But I don't know you enough to know if I could trust you not to tell it just because I told you not to.
They was having an intimate moment.
I understand that.
And she trusted the issue. So again, if you tell me 2 days, 3 days, 2 and 20 years, 25 years, if you say, look, I need you not to say anything.
That's what I'm saying. For me, I'm not going to tell somebody I just met. I'm not putting enough credibility in this person 2, 3, 4, 5 days in to say, if I tell you something, don't tell nobody. I don't even know you well enough to know if you can keep a secret.
I give you that. But she was banking on, this is my husband. We're having a moment. Let me tell him. Let me be honest and truthful in this situation here. Let me get it off my chest. Let me go ahead and say. Must have been eating her up on the inside, so she went on and said it. To me, she should have kept that crap to herself.
Absolutely. And she should not have trusted him to keep it to himself.
Right. But when she did release it to him, he should have had it enough to say, you know what? Like he said, he admitted later, he should have not said anything to Justin and went back to her and be like, you know what? I'm struggling with what you told me.
But I think
I'm having an issue with what you told me, and I feel my morality, my integrity, my character is eating me up on the inside.
But sometimes it's hard to go back and the person that I'm having to struggle with, the issue with, it's hard to go to them and say, what do I do with this? So sometimes you go talk to somebody because I don't know what to do with this. How should I approach her to talk about it? I can't approach you and ask you, how do I approach you with this? I'm still upset.
But you can't ask them yo, I'm dealing with this. How do I come to you about the issue that we talked about? Because you're new, so you got to learn each other. So now I'm coming to you saying, hey, how do I come to you with this problem I have? Or is it okay? Like he said, he fixed it up. is it okay? I'm struggling with what you said. Is it okay I talk to Justin?
Or that too. Because, again, with the scenario I said, for Ben, you don't know Justin well enough to expect him not to say nothing.
Right.
Everybody putting too much credence in each other.
But
Y'all do not know each other.
That's why I go to my point. Well. When you tell me a secret, I don't tell nobody. Because I don't trust anybody like that.
But I'm like...
I learned early in life, a friend always have a friend.
Again, bruh, we ain't gonna spend all this whole time. We ain't friends. They're not friends.
Ben says him and Justin are real close friends.
No. I'm start from the jump. I'm talking about Ben and Morgan. But I'm gonna say Justin and Ben too. But still, I don't know. But same time, man. Same time. I don't know you, man. I don't know you. I am not, and maybe that's the me in me. That's the Capricorn in me. That's the whatever else you want to call it. Bro, I am not trusting nobody I just met a couple of days ago to keep a secret from me. Now, somebody I expect you to keep, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I think y'all putting too much on these people.
Hey, y'all, let us know in the comment section below. I already have a poll up in our community asking this very question. So, you know, if your spouse tells you not to say anything, do you say anything?
If your 3-day married at first sight spouse, not your spouse that you dated in college and you already knew them before you got married, y'all been engaged for a year before you got married. No. Your 3-day married to at first sight spouse.
I've had co-workers who come to me and I don't know them and like, hey, I'm going to tell you something, but don't say nothing.
And I'll be like, you's a dummy. You don't know if I'm a blabbermouth. You don't know me enough to know if you don't know me enough to know nothing.
And it's not about snitching either, fellas, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
it's not about a snitching issue, but it's
I'm
about
just saying.
Some people who confide in you and be like, hey, I need you to do.
Bro, I'm just not doing it.
All right, we good.
I'm not doing it. But the other thing is that, you know, when it comes to this, that a lot of people talk about, it's like, bro, is it that serious? It's a trust thing, but at the same time, is the thing that he told that serious? Like, you're one class away from finishing with your bachelor's, and you didn't tell the truth on your application. Was it serious enough for her to get that mad?
Yes, because she got
maybe for her.
Now fear creeped in. Oh, I may get kicked off the show. I mean, I don't think they kick you off for that try, because I'm sure Matt done lied about some stuff too.
I'm about to say we had two people lie about they had somewhere to live. There go Christine is living out her car. She said she had some place to live.
Oh, shoot, we had Michael lie about his job. So I mean, you know, Michael lied about a couple jobs.
So
the only person that got 5 interviews on their honeymoon.
And the thing about it is, chick, why lie? Just put on there. It asks you for your highest level degree. All you had to do was say
associate's degree in nursing.
I have my associate's degree, which that's what we find out. She is a nurse. And we talked about this too, because I'm a nurse. You can be a nurse that graduate from like a hospital-based program where you don't even get your associates, and you can be a nurse. You can get your associates and you can go for your NCLEX and you can be a nurse. And by nurse, I'm saying an RN. Because for the record, a CNA is a nurse's assistant. Just saying, I'm put that out there. That's a side note.
So you just want to put your credentials out there?
I didn't say I didn't put it all out there. Now I can if you want me to. But anyway, no.
I thought you put your credentials out there.
No. So you can be a nurse graduating from a hospital-based program. You could be a nurse with an associate's, and then you could be a nurse with your bachelor's or even your master's. So she said, I've been a nurse for some time, and she's got an associate's. But a lot of facilities, hospitals now, they want their RNs to be degreed with a bachelor's degree. So I've even worked with some people that were old school nurses that they just had like a diploma, you know, like a certificate or whatever. And the hospital was like, we want all our nurses to be degreed to get your bachelor's. And they were like, I'm too old to go back to school. So they didn't.
They go back to school? So
they didn't. And they went somewhere else. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so just be, she should have just been honest on the application in the first place. I'm a RN. My highest degree is associates. I'm in school right now. You could write all that in there. It didn't have a character limit. It's you writing it.
Right.
I'm one class away from my bachelor's.
Tighten it and
boom.
She could have explained it. But
boom.
It's about the trust. But we'll get deeper into that.